The thumbnail isn't lying. Dr.Chuddy and Gaming4Hope are beefing. I was gonna say my two goats, but Dr.Chuddy, aka Dr. Witnesser, aka the Faithful Sheriff, I'm not the biggest fan of him. Saying not the biggest fan of him is an understatement. I really do not like the guy. He's a horrible human being.
So, back in the day of the 1910 and 1800s, people would refer to black individuals as...
Like, I don't think I need to play the entire thing to, like, kinda... You got the gist there, honestly. Like, I know Gaming4Hope isn't a perfect person. He's far from perfect. Unless there's some controversies I don't know about. Re-editing this, again, did a little bit more research on him. That doesn't look that good. Oof. Like, you can't have that many allegations, and one of them can't, like, I'm sorry, there's not, like, nobody just kind of assumes that one person is all this, that you kind of, feels like you kind of had to be one of these, I'm sorry. Back to whatever the hell I was saying, sorry about that, that just caught me by surprise, honestly. So recently, Gaming4Hope has finally been able to fully commit to playing Overwatch 24/7 now. He said he is quitting his 9 to 5 because now he thinks he can make enough money monthly to afford rent. And honestly, proud of him. Like, I think it's kind of upsetting that, like, people hate watched him enough for him to get to this level. But hey, man, he's doing his dream job. Let him do whatever the fuck he wants, you know? I checked the comment section under that video, and some guy named God Naughty said, now that you're full-time, you should work with more creators. The Faithful Sheriff is a Christian Overwatch content creator. I'll love to see you guys play. David Orr, aka Gaming4Hope, said, the dude has no business calling himself a Christian. I won't be collaborating with him. So when I saw that tweet from Gaming4Hope, I don't know, something just sparked in my mind that, has he ever, like, talked about him before? Because I knew about Gaming4Hope for a good minute. Honestly, I knew about him for a good minute when his name was Beard4Hope, I think, or Bearding4Hope. And he made a video a while ago called Dr. Witnesser, a Bad Example. And before I did that, I went back to the tweet just to, like, screenshot it, and I see the Faithful Sheriff himself said, the fact that you even said that proves that you're an agent of Satan. What the hell is he talking about? Dr. Witnesser, after anybody disagrees with him, calls them an agent of Satan. Calling Gaming4Hope an agent of Satan? Every single Sunday, I see him post on his damn story, his Instagram story, talking about going to church, how he loves going with his family, and how his viewers should start going to church too. I think he's the least agent of Satan, buddy. He is! Especially after watching the video, Dr. Witnesser is a bad example, really just proves more that I believe that Dr. Witnesser is faking being a Christian. I think he's just using it. He's giving Christians a horrible name. And I'm not even Christian. I have friends that are Christian. I have family that are Christian. And it feels like he's using that name to kind of make Christians look horrible. Well, let's check out the video. Dr. Witnesser is a bad example.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I'm sorry. I know we're not even a full second in, but dude, back up from the camera, please. It just looks like his fucking shirt says porn on it. That's just so bad.
Let's talk. Before I go any further, without even getting into my intro, I want to put a big disclaimer out there. I do not hate Dr. Witnesser, nor do I think he himself should be condemned to hell.
I don't know, maybe that might be a little bit extreme. I probably just because I'm not like a super religious person, but just even having to state that feels a lot. I don't really know.
Although maybe some of the things I say may come across like I hate him, I don't, and I want to make that very clear right off the bat. But with that said, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everybody out there on YouTube, wherever you are in the world, whatever time of day it is for you, I genuinely hope you are doing well. Recently, we've had a very large influx of subscribers, and some of whom have mentioned to me that you came from a comment that I placed on a video on Dr. Witnesser's channel, encouraging him to stop creating content.
Like, and that just kind of shows this beef has been going on for a while. He didn't just discover of Dr. Witness or whoever the fuck, the Faithful Sheriff. This has been going on for the last 5 years. This video came out in like 2020, 2021. Like, this isn't new. He been not like this guy before, like, Dr. Chudd really became famous. Because Dr. Chudd, he's shown up every once in a while. Because he posts so many clips of him just being a horrible fucking person. It's just kind of a little crazy.
But now to the meat of this. Dr. Witnesser is a fairly new Christian from what I've been able to gather and from what many other believers and content creators that I aspire to be and look up to in a lot of ways have also been able to gather. Dr. Witnesser is a very, very new believer, and in his newness of faith, as many of us did, he's making mistakes. The only difference is that he's doing it in the limelight. He's doing it on a live stream on the internet.
And it seems like his issue is really just how he practices his faith. The way how he's just harassing people online. People in a fucking Fortnite game, out of all places where, you know, children are, that's where he's going to. Like, he's going to those places to talk to those little boys and girls and be like, hey, yeah, you're a horrible person and you're going to hell for not believing in Jesus, you know? Which is just, mind you, stupid, by the way. Jesus is in the Quran. He's in multiple other fucking books. Like, what are you talking about? You know, like, just because he isn't the Holy Trinity doesn't mean they don't fucking believe in it. Like, it's just, like, man, I'm way too tired for this. It's almost 4 a.m. Like, this is just ridiculous.
Dr. Witnesser is straying way, way far into the truth category, and many of us as believers would call him a legalist. What I mean by that is someone that would say things like he has said, whether he wants to acknowledge it or not. He did, in fact, tell a Muslim child that he was going to hell. It's not just a tabloid thing. He's been clipped multiple times saying this.
What I'm saying is you're denying what Scripture says. You're denying the hundreds of prophecies that were fulfilled through Jesus.
Yeah, well, I'm denying that because usually what you're talking about, since you're American and Christian, since the Muslim culture, we don't really talk about that.
Yeah, you don't talk about it because they don't want to believe it. That's why.
Well, it's because Muslim culture, we've been through different things to America and Christians.
Hey, forget the fact that it's America, dude. It's just the Christianity in general. It doesn't matter that I'm in America. Christianity is all over the world. So look, if you were to die in your sins today, you would be sentenced to hell. And God,
like, to begin with, how much of a loser do you have to be to debate a literal child about your religion? Because every other clip I've seen of this guy, if anybody ever actually brings up a solid reason or just, you know, how they genuinely feel and they're an adult, he goes,
Wow. Ooh, let's fart on him. Well, sniff it. We got him.
like, dude, like, this is just insane to me. Like, how much of a dweeb do you have to be? Like, do you think his, like, wife takes him serious? And yes, he has a fucking wife. When I say anybody can poll, I mean anybody can poll. Even people like Dr.Chudd here. And this isn't a hate post. I promise you this isn't a hate post. Because I believe in, like, just literally believe in whatever the hell you want. I do not care. As long as you're not hurting anybody and as long as you're happy, believe in whatever you want. But don't be like Dr.Chudd. It is honestly just ridiculous. Like, I just can't understand that. He's such a dweeb. How can anyone actually sit down and watch this guy? Do you think anybody out there is actually like, oh, let's put on a faithful share stream just for, like, because they actually agree with what he says? Like, no, I don't believe that. I don't believe that, like, in the slightest. This is just ridiculous.
There are so many issues with that, and I don't know that I really need to get into that. What I want to share today is what I have done to try and remedy the problem, because this is something that I don't think anybody's talking about. As a believer, one of the things that I find most important when I stumble is those that are surrounding me to hold me accountable. Those that are surrounding me enough to say, hey, David, I love you to death as a brother in Christ, but you're screwing up, man.
And that's what I genuinely believe. I don't believe Dr. Witnesser, aka like Joseph Henning. That's public information, by the way. He literally mentioned it in a Twitch video, and also I think you can just Google it. He doesn't have enough people that love him enough to tell him, hey, stop. I genuinely believe that everyone around him just looks at him in straight pity. You know, not even pity, just like disgust. And honestly, that's how most people watch him. Nobody actually watches Dr. Witnesser and feel some sort of joy and feel some sort of love for this guy. You know, like it's just so depressing when you really do think about his life and his like, you know, social standards. Like he's not even a man enough to make his own guy up. He copied Dr. Disrespect, fucking, oh my gosh, don't even get me started on him. And then the burnt peanut. Like, he's not original in the slightest. He's barely even a man. Like, dude, you are 30 years old. Make up your own fucking personality. Because just hating on random little kids and gay people isn't going to cut for like the next like 10 years, bro. People are going to get tired of you doing that shit. I'm telling you.
And many people have argued with me that this doesn't apply with him because he has not sinned against me. He absolutely has. He hasn't personally attacked me. He hasn't done anything. He probably doesn't even know who I am, to be honest with you. But that is actually, in and of itself, the problem. When he first got banned on Twitch for telling that Muslim kid he was going to hell, he got banned, I believe, for 30 days, if I'm not mistaken. It was a fairly lengthy ban, but it was not an indefinite ban. And he posted all over his social medias on TikTok, Twitter. I believe he even posted on Instagram, as many people have told me about this. He made it sound like he was being completely and totally chased after because of his faith.
Genuinely, like everyone that he ever interacts with that actually gives a decent debate, and when he's not screaming and farting into the fucking mic, he calls him an agent of Satan. That is just genuinely fucked up. I'm not even a religious person, but I think that's like my 9th time saying this during this video. But it feels like especially if you would call somebody who's proud in their religion an agent of Satan, it's just blatantly disrespectful. Like I just can't wrap my head around that. It's just evil, and he can't take accountability, so he just calls everyone these nasty names. I could just like I hate people like this, dude. It's disgusting.
And essentially, he labeled himself a martyr, as it were, for the Christian faith, basically saying that Twitch doesn't like Christians and that they're just banning him because of the truth. No, I can tell you objectively speaking, that's not why they banned him.
Gosh, like I just hate when like non-oppressed groups try to become oppressed, you know? It gives like the same, like he definitely likes those videos that are like, when Christianity becomes illegal, when me and the boys, when Christianity becomes illegal, like it's just like, dude, shut up. Christianity is like, I'm pretty confident, the most popular religion in the world, at least in America. It is the most popular religion in America. What do you mean it's gonna become illegal? Like, just shut up, man. Holy shit.
The reason I can say, objectively speaking, that is not why they banned him is because I have actually said on a live stream before on Twitch, hey, here's the truth of the gospel. If you're like me and you've committed any kind of sin, and the Bible would say a couple things that every single one of us have done in our lives are sin. Number one, you ever told a lie? You're a sinner. Have you ever had anger in your heart? The Bible actually would say you're a murderer at heart, which is pretty wild. The other part that's very similar to that I always mention is that if you have lusted after someone, whether they are a guy or a gal in your heart, you're an adulterer at heart. That's crazy, right? So that means that even if you've done one of those 3 things, by the way, according to the Bible, you don't end up in heaven and you are sentenced to judgment for it.
No, yeah, and that's what like my biggest issue with like religious extremists is that they take everything, and I mean everything that whatever their holy book says, face value. Like no, dude, they don't. I doubt it really means like, oh no, you're gonna go to eternal hell for even having emotions. No, dude, it's not like that. Like, oh my gosh, it's so far from that. It's just ridiculous. And what Dr. Witnesser is doing is enforcing that, saying, oh, but this actually says it in the Bible. Dude, it's because you're not understanding the nuance. You're not reading in between the lines. You're just being like, oh, okay, it says that. All right, let me preach that and be like that for the rest of my life. Because Dr. Witnesser, if anger is a sin, why do you get so upset anytime when somebody disagrees with you? Come on, dude. Like, what the?
The way this should be taught is saying that, yes, that's the truth, but the balance is saying to them, but Jesus came, lived a perfect and blameless life, died, rose again 3 days later, and in doing that, he conquered death, becoming the bridge that covers the gap between you and a loving God that you created by being a sinner. So not only are your decisions something that you don't have to take ownership for, you don't have to pay that penalty unless you choose to, essentially, is what I'm saying. You get to be in a relationship with a loving God at the end of that. How crazy is that? He never says that. I've not seen him one time share the hope that lies in the gospel.
No, yeah, and I think that's like one thing that's really important of religion. I think religion is really just there to like comfort people, because losing somebody, you want them, like you want to be with them forever, but you know, like, hey, there's a place that I know they're a lot more comfortable. They're probably like on a beach drinking, you know, like a nice orange juice or whatever the hell their favorite drink was, and they're nice and comfortable, and one day eventually you'll meet them, you know. And I believe that's really comforting for people. And I believe that that's really important for people. Like, for me, I struggle in believing it, but I think religion is very important for people who need that, you know? Like, people who needs guidance, people who needs comfort in death, people who require those things. And the faithful sheriff, he does the complete opposite, man. Like, how do you do that? How do you make something so beautiful, something so, like, honestly, I want to say gorgeous, and make me genuinely be like, ugh, come on, dude, like, that's just disappointing.
My issue with him is that I saw that and I went, okay, he's a new brother, or even if he's a brother in Christ who's been a believer for a long time, the right way to handle this is for me to try and reach out to him. I tried. This was last year. I tried reaching out to him through Twitter DMs, through Instagram DMs, and one other place which is escaping me right now. I can't, I actually, it wasn't another place. I tweeted a video when he left me on red. I want that to be clear. He read both messages.
And that just enforces it again that Dr. Witnesser is just a coward. He's a man that has to hide in other people's shells, you know, like put on a mask and just be like, hey, yeah, no, guys, it's me. I'm just like Dr. Disrespect. Hey, guys, no, I'm a peanut. Oh, the burnt peanut kidnapped me. It's like, it's all this stupid stuff, but it's just a shell so he can like protect himself because he knows how much of a coward he is. He knows he can't handle serious situations, and I think he knows that. Like, it's just like ridiculous. Like, especially a serious situation, just like religion. You know, like, people obviously dedicates their entire lives to this. Obviously, a lot more people are a lot more extreme than other ones, but religion as a whole is such an extreme and such a serious topic that like he doesn't take serious. It feels like he just doesn't understand, and he simply doesn't care. You know, because he just wants to get that money, it feels like. It feels like he just wants to get that fucking money.
Because he continued to make this way, way, way bigger than what it actually was, which was him making a mistake. He refuses to take ownership for his mistakes, and he wants to continue to put that off and blame it on others, i.e. Twitch or a platform that bans him for hate speech, which is really what he's doing.
I know this was like 5 years ago, and Twitch's landscape was completely different. This was around COVID time, so, you know, Twitch is like really blowing up. But I wish Twitch was stricter with, you know, they're way more, not stricter, but made more sense when it comes to the hate speech, because the fact that Asmongold is still on that platform is just ridiculous to me. It's nothing but greed, and I can never understand greed. I don't like Asmongold. Okay, I'm about to go on a whole tangent, but I really wish Twitch would ban people for like genuine hate speech, not just, we said that we don't like fucking purple instead of blue. Like, it's so stupid.
That entire time I was connected to my earphones. So sorry if the audio didn't sound the best, or if this sounds worse, I don't know. You guys tell me otherwise. But thank you for watching all the way through. Please like, please subscribe. YouTube is really my passion. I haven't posted in forever. So please interact with the video anyway. Leave a comment, leave a hate comment, even. I appreciate it for your critiques. Sorry if I was like talking weird and reading weird. It's 4 a.m., 4:50 a.m. where I'm at. I'm doing schoolwork and editing, so it took me a good like 2 hours editing this. It shouldn't have been as long as it was. It feels like if I was just editing it straight up, it would have been like 30 something minutes, but you know, the schoolwork on the side. Anyways, thank you all for watching all the way through. I really do appreciate every single one of you guys for subscribing, for liking, for just even interacting with my page some way and somehow. Appreciate every single one of you. And I hope all of you guys have the greatest day. Bye-bye.